Hello again, and welcome back to another video. So this one I'm really excited about. So I've done videos about archive pieces in the past, but this is going to be more of an archive spotlight. And the set that I got today is added into my personal collection, and it might be something that you're a little bit familiar with because it is a brand and a specific collection that I have talked about for years. And I'm excited to have this piece in my collection. So if you're interested in seeing what that is, then stay tuned. All right, I just got the box in and I have been waiting to crack it open. Let's see what we have inside. All right, so I've already cut this open and opened it. And how cute. Now, I will say this until I'm blue in the face. When sellers take this much care to package an item, no matter what they're packaging, it already makes you feel really, really special. Now, I want to say that I got this from an amazing shop called Daggers and Dames Vintage. I'm so excited to open this, but kudos to them for packaging everything with so much care. You'd be surprised how many items I get, whether it be through auctions or eBay, where you get them in a garbage bag or a grocery bag and they're just tossed in there very unceremoniously. So huge bonus points because this is absolutely lovely. Now let's take out the little card. Good, it's nice and put on there. Oh, and the little wax seal. Wonderful touch. Beautiful little card. And I've never actually had this with any vintage piece that I've bought. She put in care instructions and how to wash and care for this set that I'm about to show you. I want it to be a surprise. And then she put in there a nice little note. Again, those little touches are everything. So if you're watching this and you're thinking of getting into e-commerce, selling online, or even selling in person, this really means a lot to customers and it makes them come back. I know even in my shop, I wrap everything in tissue paper, put them in, our little bags. I have a little shop postcard that I put in there with some stickers, and it means a lot to customers. Like, this is lovely. I'm really, really pleased by this, and I haven't even opened up the box. I've only made it this far, and already I'm really tickled. So finally, let's open this so I can finally show you what I got. Oh, you can already see little prong set rhinestones. Okay, I'm just looking at this for a moment. Let's just take a few seconds to really just admire how this lays. Now, before I show the whole set, I want to just get a little bit of an initial close-up look at the details. And I mean, look at these straps. Now, before I even show you who this is by and why I'm obsessed with this, when you love vintage, sometimes you can just see pictures of pieces, and I saw this one on Instagram, and I was stalking her site until she put it up online. And sometimes you just look at something and you know that it's not just your average run-of-the-mill peignoir set. I mean, you see the prong set rhinestones, which not super common in vintage lingerie, especially not common up for lingerie that you get at Penny's or Sears. So already when I saw a picture of this, I knew it was something special. And then when I read her post and flipped through the photos, that all those suspicions were confirmed. And I'm very, very excited. And don't mind my nails, I haven't painted them, but you can see it is from Vanity Fair. And if you've watched any of my videos or have kept up on the shop's Instagram, you know that I have a shop archive where I've been putting up online and archiving pieces that I love and I want others to learn about. And this one is no exception. So this piece is from the Vanity Fair, what we've all come to call the conversation pieces line. Now, I've been trying really hard to find more ads specific to this, and I'll put more information up as I go, but this was a very limited collection, very high end, very hard to find now out in the world. So when I saw this, I knew I had to add it. I have several pieces from this collection that have the gold painted, an actual gold painted chantilly lace pattern on them, but I've never gotten in one like this. I've never seen one like it before. And I drooled. And the cool thing is, this is a little bit better of a size than the ones I received. This one's a 38 bust. The other ones I have are very, very petite and tiny. So this one can fit a multitude of sizes. All right, so before I drool all over this, let's get it up on a mannequin. Now I wanted to hop in and do a little voiceover with some information on this particular line. Now I'll link below and in the video a video I did a while ago about my vintage lingerie collection where I talk a little bit more about this. But I'm put on here an amazing blog that I found that gives a lot of really good information about this particular Vanity Fair line. And as this blog post states, not a lot is known about it, so you pick information where you can. Now, this line is referred to as either the Vanity Fair Gold Label or Vanity Fair Conversation Pieces, and I'll get to why in just a moment. But this line at least was advertised as being produced in 1955, and what we can pretty fairly say is that this was a limited line. There aren't a lot of pieces, especially now that you find on the market. Probably were a lot easier to find 5-10 years ago. So mainly people think that they were produced from 1955 until maybe the very early 1960s at that. So far from everything I've looked at, no one knows for sure. But in an article that is linked here in this blog post, it was the Sunday Herald on December 11th, 1955, where they did a write-up on it. And the title is Lingerie Glitters in Gold. For the girl who dreams of gold for Christmas, there is nylon lingerie lavished with gleaming cloth of gold accents offered by Vanity Fair. An aura of excitement goes with garments trimmed with this rich tricot impregnated with 24-karat gold. Despite its dazzling luxury, the lingerie has a practical side because it is made of DuPont nylon. The manufacturer states that the garments can be washed without damaging the gold coating, but advises against dry cleaning. 2 tricot fabrics are being used, one coated all over with gold, the other with gold applied stencil fashion through chantilly lace. Background colors are black or white. Despite the layer of precious metal, the tricot fabrics remain soft, supple, and drapable. Vanity Fair is using the fabrics in garments that have an extravagant Arabian Nights kind of opulence. The plain gold fabric is sometimes appliqued or overlaid with chantilly lace, sometimes combined with layers of sheer nylon tricot in black over black or white over pink. A theater slip, 2 beautifully styled nightgowns, an elegant peignoir, and a bra and briefs also take on the Midas look. Available at all stores carrying the Vanity Fair lingerie line, the cloth of gold tricot items come in sizes 32 to 38 and are priced from $12.95 to $99.95. Now, I'm not positive where the conversation pieces name came from for this collection, but in this article, it calls this line the cloth of gold, even though there were some pieces in the collection, like this one, that didn't have any gold applique. It has rhinestones and the double layered nylon. So the interesting part is looking at the prices for these items. They ranged from $12.95 in 1955 to $99.95. Now, as we know, inflation has increased, especially this year. So in today's date, and this is, as I'm recording it, July 8th, 2025, $12.95 purchased in 1955 is today $155. $99.95 today would be just shy of $1,200. So these definitely were investment pieces, and they weren't affordable for the average household. And that lends itself to why it's harder to find these pieces, and the more than likely the reason why they did not continue this line, because Vanity Fair is still around today. They have been well known as being an affordable and accessible lingerie and undergarment brand. And this just lends itself to that they tried this something different, the luxury lingerie. And while it's great for us collectors now, at the time, I'm guessing it probably wasn't lucrative enough for them to keep going. All right, I brought the set home just so I could put it on one of my better mannequins so you can get a good look. Now, a video I've been wanting to do for a while is one that I'd kind of teased, months ago. And that was kind of having a little bit of a show and tell of my collection of lingerie, like longer lingerie pieces and nightgowns. And that's still on my list of things to do. Just work lately has been really stressful. So that, I promise, will be on the horizon, but I feel like this will be kind of a nice bridge to that and a little bit of a teaser. So let's get this out of the box onto the mannequin so you can see it in all of its glory. Here is the gorgeous set in all its glory. Now, typically this mannequin has arms, but I didn't want to risk snaking anything. And again, keep in mind, I haven't steamed this, but being that I just unpacked it from the box, it looks really, really good. So you can see this is the beautiful robe, and I didn't notice on this until I had it in person that the robe has these prong set rhinestones adorning it, and it was still really easy to tie this bow. Nothing's snaked, nothing's pokey, absolutely gorgeous. The sleeves are fairly simple. They just are ruched on each edge here. We have these gorgeous rhinestone buttons. Now, because the light in my office isn't the greatest, these look like they're dead stones, which means they're graying, but it looks like that's just what the color is supposed to be. So I don't know if these rhinestones at one point in time were replaced. Either way, I think these buttons are absolutely stunning. Turning it around, you see this cascading nylon, and just look at the shape of it, and even the little detail of the neck back here. For any of you who haven't seen previous lingerie videos, I don't think I've done a dedicated one on these specific pieces from Vanity Fair. I'll pop in some pictures and maybe do a little breakaway for the ones that I currently have, but I have to say, this one might be my favorite. I'm a sucker for rhinestones. I love sheer nylon, and I love that this is not as petite of a size as the other ones that I collect. This one can be, it doesn't fit me, but it has a chance of fitting more body types. But let's get this robe off and see the night. Now look at this. I just can't get over how gorgeous this is. You see that all of the straps have these prong set rhinestones. Stunning details. You have the rhinestones kind of cascading down the bust, meeting in this long row of them. And this is in person, it's more of a minty green color with a little bit of a gray cast. So ethereal, so stunning, still sparkly. Let's turn her around and see what the back looks like. As you can see, this had a tie waist and I was able to cinch it in a really good amount, but you have this nice deep back. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful seam right at the lower waist. And it's a double layer of sheer nylon under this as well. So it's sheer, kind of cloudy, gives a little bit of mystery, but not too much. I could just stare at this forever. This really is a piece of art. Again, that's one of the reasons I love this line, is because it was an elevated collection and design. Even the tags had a lot more detailing, and you can just tell that this was meant to be a luxe nightgown. I am just so excited to be able to add this into my collection. And if I could be a lingerie designer, this is exactly the theme of what I would design. It's comfortable, it's breathable. As far as I know, the US doesn't manufacture nylon fabric anymore. I believe it's mainly in Asia, India, overseas. So this used to be a very American made garment, but I believe that's why it's a little bit less common to have a lot of these vintage replications, because it would be harder to procure the fabric. I'm not a designer, I don't know, but it's really unfortunate because, again, this is artwork. I get tongue-tied looking at these pieces. They're out of this world, almost unearthly. I love the scenes in the film Blythe Spirit. I could definitely see the ghost wearing this because it glows. It absolutely glows. It's goddess-like. Even the reflection in the mirror, you can tell it's such an amazing piece. Thank you so much again for watching. I know this is a little bit quicker of a video, but I wanted to highlight this piece and eventually maybe do a video with all of the pieces from the Vanity Fair Conversation collection that I have. But in the meantime, this will just have to do. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.